Okay, Lloyd, you're going to talk about Kiss Alive 2, also out in 19... Did it come out in 77 or 78? I've heard...
77, wasn't it?
I think the copyright said 77, but
Got it in my hand.
it might have been released in 78. Early 78, I don't know.
I think it was 77
Let's just say 77.
for right now.
77.
There you go. Yeah, that's right. This one, this is great back cover, where, as I heard someone explain, Gene looks like a rabid dog. The first time I actually listened to this whole thing was actually down at South Dakota Public Radio. I was visiting Mr. Michael Myers down there in the early 90s, and I was hanging out up in the studio with him while he did Jazz Nightly show, and then he'd play Kiss Alive 2 on the side, and I remember the one that made the most impact was God of Thunder, because it was so much faster than what the version on Destroyer is, and blew me. And then of course his favorite, or one of his favorite I believe, is Rocket Ride on side 4.
Oh yeah, side 4, that's one, like, his favorite studio album almost, you know. Not the everything's my favorite, but that's great. That's way up there.
But this, to me, you know, I liked Kiss Alive 1, but this one just seemed like Kiss on steroids. Just seemed a little bit bigger. Maybe it was just the production. I still hated Christine 16 on it, but all the other songs had a lot of power to them. Love Gun, Detroit Rock City, etc. And great inside cover there with the explosions and everything. So, anyone want to jump in here?
I will jump in with my childhood story about this album. So I had a couple Kiss albums, and my friend Russ had this Alive 2, and I said, oh, will you make me a copy? And as he did all the time, made me copies of stuff. Anyway, so he made me a copy of the album, and I was listening to the cassette one day with my cousin, and we were at my grandma's house, and we were playing with tennis rackets being Kiss and stuff, and jumping off the couch, and all of a sudden I'm listening to, you know, King of the Nighttime World or whatever, and then all of a sudden the record just scratches across to almost the end of Ladies Room. So I didn't really hear a lot of that song when I was younger, King of the Nighttime World and Ladies Room, but it was just kind of funny that I had a tape with a big scratch in it of the album being recorded. But I guess it's I'll start with the fourth side again. I really like Rocket Ride, the drum solo at the end, the guitar solos in the middle, the fact that I know that Ace actually plays on it.
Yeah, that's the only one he played on.
Yeah, and then Peter I think played on the others, but then...
Did he?
I think he did. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure, actually. How freaking
I thought it was Anton Fig, wasn't it?
No. That was on... He started playing with the band at the Ace solo album. But, and then they did, you know, Rockin' in the USA. I saw this little video clip of it on some TV show, and I waited all night just to see this video clip of Kiss, because they said Kiss was going to be live on TV. Well, I don't even have the album cover up. And then I saw them, you know, they had this video clip of Rockin' in the USA, and I go, wow, this is so cool. But, yeah, this is just over the top, you know, when you're like 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, it's just like, wow.
The cover really sold this record, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I never got into this album because my neighbors didn't have it, and it was, I don't even know if it was available on BMG, and it was always so expensive for me, so I didn't get it until way, way later, probably in the mid-90s before I finally heard it, and, you know, at that point this album didn't hit me like Alive had, so,
I actually heard this one before I heard Alive. So this, you know, hit me like a ton of bricks.
Yeah. I listened to the studio. I actually heard Rocket Ride for the first time on Ace Frehley's Live Plus One EP or something. I really liked that. I think I like that version better. But, you know, it took me a while, but after listening to Side 4, I do like these songs. I actually like Larger Than Life the best, by far.
That beginning riff is really, it's just memorable. But who plays it? You know, I don't even know who plays it.
Right, Bruce.
Bob
Kulick, yeah. You know, it's a good concert. There's some things you hear that there was a better version. The bootlegs are out.
And
they
it's
never
so cut down.
Yeah, they never did Tomorrow and Tonight live, from what I heard. So this is just the studio track with sound on it. And yeah, obviously they cut the songs out that were on Alive 1. So
well, they even cut that drum solo just to shreds on there.
Yeah.
It's so short.
It's it's 5 songs each side. It's a 20-song album. It's good. I actually listen to it more now than I ever have because I'm not really tired of it like the other albums. So I'd actually throw this on over any of the other Alive albums. So I do like it now, but it's one of those. It came late to me, and it has no meaning to me at all. But it's a good album. I like the Gene cover, especially the front. He looks worse in the smaller picture because it seems more compressed. But it was definitely at the time it was a good album. If I had actually had money at the time, I probably would have bought it and had a different opinion of it. But obviously, as a 7-year-old kid, I didn't have it, and since my neighbors didn't buy it, I wasn't going to hear it.
Well, as an older person like I am now in my 40s, it really bothers me, the crowd noise now. But when I listened to it on my little cassette player when I was, I don't know, 8, 9, 10, whatever I was, it sounded great because it was one speaker and the crowd was just the effect. But now when I actually listen to the CD of it, the crowd noise totally bothers me because it is not what was there. And it just gets in the way of the music. And on what was it? On the box set, like I was talking earlier about I Want You on the box set, I mean, you can tell by listening to the box set I Want You and the version of Alive 2 I Want You that they were recorded like minutes away from each other. This whole is that a sound check thing? I don't get it. I think they just we just didn't put the we didn't put the live crap in the back of this one. So anyway, I just think the songs are really good and they recorded them really well, but just give me a version of this album without the crowd noise.
Or at least lower.
Or a lot lower, and let me hear all that stuff. I think that would be totally like one of the best Kiss albums ever if that was the case.